Again, welcome to day 5 of Code Beats.
Married to the game in many ways, it's many other phases. Data structured places and programming where chords go. Had to take a photo, snapshot of the good life. Music made a good wife, never had a good sight. First position 0, now we up at the top. Website Google Earth got me coding the block. No, the notes don't stop, cause it's stuck and sustained. The money always flowing like it's foreign exchange. Music's always here cause it's stuck in your brain. The last of my name, cause lunch is going super insane. Like super insane. You thought I was playing, cause lunch is the creator. There's a chance to be a rapper, but to get to where I'm going, see, I gotta go faster. Going up the tempo, get inside the limo, cut it up like kendo. Never using Venmo, only take it in cash. Never going crazy, only focused on tasks. You know I got me a sash, and I walked on the stage. BCU degree, know I got me the grades, and now you know that I'm gonna get paid, hey.
All right. Again, welcome to day 5 of Code Beats. Y'all know how we like to start it off. Let me copy that link for you. Get into Mentimeter. And we're gonna go ahead and finish that line. It is time for us to get into Mentimeter and play Finish That Line. Log into Mentimeter if you haven't already. There's the link right there in the chat. Go ahead and get yourself logged in. And here we go, Finish That Line. Let's see what y'all know about hip-hop today. Today, the question is, I know you had enough. I know you had enough of me. How does it finish? Don't want no more of me, but stay a while. Ooh, I know you had enough. Oh, of me. Enough of all the negativity. Oh. Think about you every day, just like the diamond in the rough. Starts off, I know you had enough. I know you had enough of me. How does it finish? You know the song. It sounds like y'all do know the song. So get out there and do some voting. Let us know what you think it is. I know you had enough. Something like that. Of me. All right. Let's see if y'all were correct. Here's the drum roll. And that's right. But stay a while. I know you had enough of me. Oh, of me. Here we go. Check it out in the real context of the real song. This is Don Tolivier, Had Enough, featuring Quavo and Offset. Check it. Pretty cool song. Very cool beat. All right, there you go in the context of the real song. Y'all seem to know that one pretty well. Excellent. Now remember, I see some of y'all in the chat, you're talking about that you've already started doing a little bit of making your own beat. Now, as you go to make your own beat, I want to remind you, it's great because I think y'all are a pretty advanced class in terms of code. One of the more advanced classes I've had in terms of code. Y'all are getting the code pretty good. However, you gotta listen to the music guy. If you write great code, but it sounds like a robot or it sounds like a cartoon, it's not going to be great. You want to sound like a real hip hop beat. That's what Taylor's here to do. Taylor of No BS Brass, assistant professor of music, trumpeter extraordinaire. Here he is to tell us how to make a hip hop beat sound great. Take it away, Taylor.
Hi, Caleb Barnett here from VCU Music with your music lesson. Today's lesson is all about chords. Chords are a combination of pitches that work together to create what we call harmony. Now, musical cultures from around the world use harmony in incredibly diverse and creative ways, and chords are just one way that we find harmony in music. For your purposes, you can think of a chord as a combination of 3 or 4 notes from a scale which are each separated by one skipped note. Almost all the chords you'll work with will use every other musical letter and can be built on any note of the scale. So, ignoring sharps and flats for a moment, any 3-note chord will use one of these letter combinations. Depending on the distance between each note, each different type of chord will have a specific sound and mood. The 2 most common chord qualities are major and minor. In most circumstances, major chords will sound happy to us, and minor chords will sound sad or kind of moody. While major and minor are by far the most common, there's other chord qualities as well, including diminished. Diminished chords sound even darker than minor, and they hold a lot of tension. To understand the system that musicians use to name and number the notes in a chord, let's first take a look at a scale. Here we have the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. I've numbered each of the notes in the scale in order, and if we were to build a chord built on 1, we'd get C as the root, is what we'd call that. E, since we're skipping notes, would be the next note in the chord, and we'd call that the 3rd, because it's the 3rd note. And then G would be the next note in the chord, and that would be called the 5th. If we had another note, we would call it the 7th, because we would skip the A and have the B. So we call C the root of a C chord, E the 3rd, and G the 5th. So let's take a look at what that would look like. And then when we'd hear that, it sounds like this. Now here's what gets a little tricky. We can build a chord off of any note. So if I wanted to build a chord off of F, I would then call F the root, and then I'd have skip G, and A would be the 3rd, skip B, and then C would be the 5th. And you can look at it on the piano here by skipping the keys. And that would make an F major triad. So even though F is not the first note of the scale, I would call it the root when it's the first note of a chord. And I would call the 3rd the next note in the chord, and the 5th the next note. So F major would look like this, and would sound like this. So you can hear that these are both major triads. They're just built on different notes, so they are in slightly different register. But they have the same kind of sound, and that sound is based on the distance or interval between the notes. So let's take a look at that. It's easiest to notice this and make sense of it using MIDI numbers. So C is 48 and E is 52, so the distance between those is 4. We would call that half steps, so 4 half steps or 4 MIDI numbers between C and E. And then between C and G, we have 48 to 55, so that's 7. So the distance between the root and the 5th would be 7. Well, let's check that with the F chord. From the root, 53, to the 3rd, 57 is 4. So F and A are the same distance apart that C and E are. And the same is true from F, 53, up to C being 60. That's 7. So the root and the 5th are 7 apart. So these have the same intervallic or arithmetic relationship to each other if we use the MIDI numbers. So the difference between major and minor chords is actually found in the middle note, the 3rd. I can make a C minor chord by just lowering that middle note, the E, by a half step to make it an E flat. And the simplest way here, since I didn't include E flat in my list of notes, was just to subtract 1 from E. And now let's listen to how that sounds by changing this C major into C minor. Notice that note, the 3rd of the chord, is now 1 half step or 1 MIDI number lower. Now do you hear the difference? The minor, kind of sad sound, and then the major sound. We can also add another note. I mentioned that 7th. So I can take a triad and add one more skipped note past it, G to B, and that would sound like this. This seventh is usually going to be either 4 away from the fifth, as it is here from G to B, or it'll be 3 away. So if I make this one note lower, I would have a different kind of chord, and that's called a dominant 7, or just a 7 chord. So we would call it C7. Notice now I have B flat in there. It's going to sound a little bluesy. And we can also add a 7 to a minor triad. The most common one here would be to add that B flat, the one that's 3 away from the G. So C minor 7 would sound like this. Notice that note just lowered. Something to point out here is that a triad is 3 notes. Makes sense. But when we add a 4th note, that 4th note we're adding is actually a 7th away, if you're counting scale degrees, from the root. So a 7th chord has 4 notes. More funky music math. Sorry, y'all. So in summary, chords are a combination of pitches that work together to create what we call harmony. 3-note chords are called triads, and the most common types are major and minor. The names of the chord tones come from the idea of the bottom note or root being numbered 1, and the chord is built by skipping notes in the scale. The difference between major and minor is based on the distance or interval between the root and the third, with a distance of 3 being minor and a distance of 4 being major. Sevenths are an additional note on top of a triad which create a 4-note chord. I hope this helps you understand what chords are and how to use these terms and labels. See you next time.
Well, he definitely took it up a notch today, as you can tell. Taylor's starting to drop some real knowledge on y'all. So what we talked about today is chords, okay? What you want to do is we use chords to create different feelings in our music. Major chords are happy. Minor chords are sad. The root of the chord is just the first note in the chord, the bottom chord, okay? So, for instance, let's just do a quick thing on TunePad. Let me open up TunePad real quick. I'll show you. Well, actually, let me open up Virtual Piano. This is a good resource for y'all. I believe one is the one we want to use. Check it. Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. I'll start with that. Well, that's not letting me play everything at one time, so let's try a different virtual piano. See about this one. There we go. All right, what chord do y'all think that is? Minor or major? What do you think? How does it make you feel? Happy? Sad? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. All right, some are saying minor, some are saying major. Then listen to this one and see what do you think this one is. Oops, wrong note. Oops. I'll do it with the mouse. Daggone it, I'm having a hard time here, guys. So that is. Okay. I'm screwing that up. Sorry. This is not the best virtual piano. Let's go back to TunePad's virtual piano. I know how to use that one. Let's try this again, guys. Forgive me for that. I'm just gonna Create a new one. And we want the synth. All right, here we go. Here's one that I know how to use properly. C. Where is my chords here? I think I know how to use it. All right, what do you think about that one? Minor or major? There we go, major, because it sounds kind of happy. What about this? You think about that second one? What about that second one? Yeah, so I think y'all are catching on. What about this one? You guys got it right. That was a minor, and I just switched it to the major. So all I wanted to do is just play that for you a little bit so you could kind of hear what the heck's going on, okay? If you've never messed with chords before, they're cool. They're just they're relatively easy. They're just gonna be 3 notes. Major and minor is the main thing you need to know. And I just wanted to go over that real quick so you kind of got the feel, okay? Now, it is time for Doug to come and drop some knowledge on us. I want y'all to give us some applause in the chat. It is now time for y'all to pay very close attention. Applause in the chat. It is time for Coding with Doug.
Hello everybody, welcome to Coding with Doug at Code Bits. Today we are going to play a chord using TunePad. For that we can use multiple commands, play note, and play different notes at the same time. We can do that using parameter beats and parameter sustain. For instance, here I am playing 3 commands play notes at the same time, with the first 2 commands with beats equal to 0 and the third one with beats equals to 1, and each one with sustain equals to 1. So we can play the chord C major with notes C, E, and G, and also C minor with notes C, E flat, and G. Let's hear these chords that we are playing here. Wait a minute, is there a better way to do that? Yes, there is. So we can use here a computer programming resource called list. List is a type of data structure where we can group multiple values at the same time in one variable or one constant. So to do that, we can create a list the same way that we create a constant or a variable. For instance, here I can create a list called C major, and this list will receive the values or the variables C, E, and G. The same way I can create a list C minor that will receive values C, E flat, and G. So now I have 2 lists that each list has 3 variables, 3 musical notes, and I can use, or better, I can play 3 notes at the same time with 1 command play note. So let's do that. First, I will comment here the code that I have, and I will create the same melody play note here with only 4 commands: C major, then play note C minor, and I will repeat play note C major and play note C, minor. Now I have 4 commands playing notes that each command is playing a list, and this list contains 3 notes, 3 musical notes. So each time that I am going to play C major here, for instance, this command, we are playing notes C, E, and G at the same time. Let's hear it. And same here, when I'm playing C minor, I'm playing C, E flat, and G. So with lists, we can group and use multiple values at the same time. In computer programming, there are multiple ways to solve problems. You can choose the best one for you. So that's it for today. Thank you. See you all the next time.
All right, thanks, Doug. So hopefully you've we're paying attention there, and you've learned a little bit about something called list. List is the data structure that we're going to use to store more than one variable, okay? So, for instance, in a chord, it has 3 notes. We can't store it in a normal variable. We got to store it in a list. It's a great way to store multiple things in a single space. You can play all these values at the same time using play note. Now, if you want to play more than one note at a time, list is usually the best and easiest way to do that, okay? So that means anytime you want to use the chord in music, list is going to be one of your best bets, okay? So that's why lists are important. Now, let's look at the worked example here. And remember, worked example means I'm going to be doing it, y'all are going to be watching, but you're going to want to pay close attention because shortly after, y'all are going to be doing this yourself, okay? So let me go ahead and hit Remix and Tune Pad, and we'll take a look at this beat. It looks like this, and it sounds like this. Notice it won't make any noise the first 2 measures because there's nothing there yet, but then it starts. All right, pretty hot sounding beat. This is on Do-Rag by Baby Keem and Travis Scott. Now what are we going to do? We're going to go to the first track and complete the list declaration and complete the command's play note. All right, so let's look into that first track and see what we need to do. Oh, okay, so here we go. Complete the list declaration. The chord G minor has the notes G, B, and D in it. So I'm going to go here, and remember, I can add more than one thing right here. So I could add a G. Then, before I add the next thing, I hit a comma. Then I could add the B flat. And then I could add the D after another comma. And now I have a single thing, this G minor variable. It's a list, and it holds all 3 of these notes. Then when I hit play note, G minor, that will play all the notes. Except now I have the beat equal to question mark, and I need to fill that in. But you know what? I don't really know how long it's supposed to be. Let me listen to that original beat to see how long I should maybe do that. All right, it sounds like it's pretty quick. Did y'all hear that? It sounds pretty quick. Let's hear it one more time. All right, so maybe it's like a 1, maybe it's a 2. I don't know. It looks like it might be a B2. Let's just take a guess that it's 2, okay? I'm going to just put 2 in for the beats here. And let's hear what that sounds like. All right, I could do a 1. Let's hear what that sounds like. All right, what do y'all think after hearing both? Here's the, what do you think? 1 or a 2? I'm seeing a lot of twos, and you know, to be honest, I wasn't quite sure until after we'd done it, but it just like the two sounds more like the real song to me. So let's play the whole song together and see if that kind of sounds right. Yeah. All right, I think we got that first part right. Now let's go to the second track and complete the list decoration and fix the play note as well. All right. Complete the list decoration. Remember that chord G minor has G, B flat, and D. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to put that G in. What should I type next? What should I type right after this G? What should I type right after this G? Put it in the chat. What should I type right after this G? Give y'all a sec. Right after the G. Something very specific right after this G. Comma. There you go. Comma, comma, comma is the right thing. I hit comma, then I do B flat. You're right about the B flat, but I put the comma first. Then I put another comma, and then I put the D. All right, excellent. And then, all right, then I have to complete this and see how many beats. So, I don't know. Let's just start off with 1 and see what that sounds like. All right. And honestly, I don't know. Let's hear what that sounds like with the overall song. And again, let's hear what the regular song sounds like.
But the case closed. Touch.
I think that might actually be right. That sounds pretty good. It only hits every first beat. So we could also try 4 if we wanted to. Let's try 4 just to see what that sounds like. See if that sounds all right. So that'll hold it out for longer. Let's see what that sounds like. All right. I mean, I think that could work too. Again, if we played that all together. And again, listen to the real song.
All my friends are fake. Whoa. Double low, no triple six, your topic list. Used to do it.
I think that's pretty good. I think we did a pretty good job there. Hope you all agree with me. Let's get back to it because now it's your time to shine. It is your turn to get in there and do a beat. It is going to be this beat.
Bueno got the streets going crazy.
We're going to have some fun with this one. Here's what it sounds like in TunePad. Notice when you hit play, there's going to be some empty space. Then the intro gets to the end. Pretty hot beat. All right, cool. So what y'all are going to be doing, again, you're going to hit remix, go to the first track in this song and complete the list declaration and complete the commands play note just like we did before, except it looks like you got quite a few chords you're going to need to fill in. And then you're going to figure out how long you want to play them. All right, so that's what you're going to be up to. It is your tune. Put in your username and password, and you got just about 5 minutes to make it happen. If you got any questions, hit us up in the chat. All right, get in there right now. Get in there right now and start messing with that beat. Remember, if you have any questions, chat. About a minute and a half left. All right, come on back, everybody. Come on back. Come on back. We're going to go over today's beat. Let's check it. I'm going to go ahead and hit remix. All right, and I'm going to look. The first track is what we're fixing. Come on down here. All right, chord D flat minor. Looks like it has D flat, E, and A flat in there. Make sure you have the commas or else you're going to get some errors. Then I think the G flat has G flat, A, and D flat there. Again, make sure you use the commas. Remember, I'm just getting these from up here. I'm not doing anything smart. I'm just kind of copying these values from up here. All right, A flat minor has A flat, B, B, and E flat. Again, I'm using commas. Now I got to figure out how long to play these things. So maybe I'll just play the song real quick to hear what the heck it sounds like. Can't really remember. Let's hear. It's kind of hard to hear, so I'm gonna just take some guesses here. All right, 3, 2. I think that's maybe like. Maybe it's 3. I don't know. I'm gonna take a guess. 3, 3. Shoot. Let's see. 3, 3. Why not? So that adds up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I doubt that's right. We probably want this to add up to something like 12. So maybe these are all 2. So you always want things to add up to multiples of 12. So that's, to multiples of 4, okay? You probably want things to add up to multiples of 4. Let's just listen to what that sounds like. I don't know what that's going to sound like. Okay, so we need those to be longer. We need those to be longer. I'm going to go for 5. So that makes it 8. And then, let's see. This could maybe be 3. So then it'd be 3, 5, which is 8 beats, and then 2 3s and a 2, which again is 8 beats. So that kind of adds up to 16 beats total. Let's see what that sounds like. Maybe that's right. Let's listen to the song again. There's a lot going on in that beat, but I think that is right. Let's listen to it one more time. Doug's saying it's right. Woo! Whew, that's a hot beat. All right, cool. I think we solved it together. That was a tough one. What did y'all think about that one? Was it too hard, too easy, perfect, or what do you think? Some of these you got to listen to the songs really closely to get it just like the song, but it's okay if y'all's was a little different and things like that. So let us know. There is 50 people on the stream right now. Let's get at least 30 of y'all responding here, you know, because again, we want Doug to, of course, get his PhD, as you know, something that we all want. Doug to get his PhD. He doesn't want to stay here in grad school forever. You don't make a lot of money in grad school compared to what you would afterwards. So, you know, his family wants him to graduate too. So he can, you know, go back to his real job, professor in computer science. It'll only take him like 10 more years to graduate or so. All right, let's get one more. Oh, there you go. Y'all, we got plenty of people. Thank you very much. Now, we want to tell you a little bit about vocabulary because we got to be able to talk to each other about code so y'all can understand what I'm saying and I can understand what you're saying when we talk about code. It's important that we can talk about it so we can continue to make our code better. So we're going to talk a little bit about vocabulary of list. All right, so check it out. Here we go. Important words you need to know.
Lists are programming structures that store multiple items in a single variable. Just like how a real shopping list will hold many items in one place. In programming, lists are structured like this. A descriptive variable is set equal to a list of items separated by commas. These items are inside a pair of square brackets. Every item has a number associated with its location relative to the beginning of the list. We call that number the index for that item. For example, in TunePad, we can create a chord by playing all the notes in the list at the same time. Remember that lists are great places to hold many values. Use square brackets and commas to separate the values. Each element has an index that identifies its place in the list. You can edit the list after it has already been made. Have fun coding!
All right. Thank you so much, Lois. That was Lois letting us know the definitions we need to know. Now that you know exactly what lists are, you know how to make them, put the brackets on, it's time for you to practice again. Let's see what kind of tricky problem Doug has for you today. Here's what the beat sounds like. All right, currently one of my favorite beats, pretty cool. And the TunePad version sounds like this. All right, and what you need to do is look in the first track and complete the list decoration and complete the play note command. So here we go. You're gonna be checking these out and then putting these question marks to real values. Remember, you always want to make your measures add up to a multiple of 4. That's a trick you can use to help figure out the problem. All right, get in there. You got 5 minutes. Ask any questions that you have in the chat. All right, we got about 1 minute left. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Let's take a look. I see some questions out there. Let's see if we can figure them out together. I'm going to hit Remix and Tune Pad. Come on back. There might be a mistake in there. We'll check it out. All right. Song sound. You know what the song sounds like. We already played it. I'm going to go to this first track, and let's see if we can figure it out. All right. So complete the list first. So chord F minor has F, A, flat, and C. So I'm going to do that. F, A flat, and C. Then E flat minor has E flat, G, and B flat. And B flat minor has B flat, D, and F. Remember, I'm getting these from right up here, so I'm not doing any magic. I'm just reading. Now, how many beats does each of these go? I'm not sure. Let me listen to the original song. All right, so let's see. Honestly, I'm not sure. Let's just put some numbers in. All right, so let's see. I'm just gonna put 4s in. What do I want to do? So I usually just start off with some numbers. I don't know what's right. I'm just putting in 3s, whatever. Let's see what that sounds like. Now, 3 plus 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 is not good, right? Because that's not a multiple of 4. So we know this is probably not going to be right, but let's just listen to it. All right, so what do y'all think? Is that too fast or too slow? In the beginning, especially. Let's listen to it again. Too fast or too slow in the beginning? Yeah, I agree. It's too slow, so I'm gonna make that go faster. So now it goes. Let's listen to it again. All right, and now I think that ending part is too slow. So it goes down, 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 down. So these are probably like 2, 2, 4, 2, right? Because that seems to be the pattern that we're hearing. So let's listen to it again. See if that sounds nice. That sounds like maybe it's right. Let's listen to it all together. Here we go. All right, cool. I think that sounds right to me. And Doug seems to be confirming that it's right. 224, 224. Doug, you're almost stumping me these days, man. Jeez. I love that song. All right, check it out. What did y'all think about that activity? Was it too hard, too easy, just about right? What do you think? What do you think? Now, give us your honest opinion. We want to know exactly what you feel. If you didn't like it, that's fine. Just tell us that. We are tough. We want to hear your real opinion on it, okay? We don't want you to sugarcoat it for us. So let us know if you like it. If you don't, we can take it. There is over 50 of you on the stream here. Let's get some more of you in there and giving us feedback. Remember, it's for Doug. That guy, I'm not sure if you like him, but, his name is Doug. So you may want to help him out just a little bit. We're getting just a few more. Let's go for 30 so we can go ahead and move on. King Cyrus has got the right attitude. Where's the rest of y'all at? We got 28. Come on, there's 50 people, 50 plus people on the stream. We can get 2 more. We got 1 more. And let's do it. There we go. Thank you all. Now, what'd you think about the music? I know at least King Cyrus loved the music, but let me know what the rest of y'all thought about the music. Was this like your jam? Was Tyler Hero your jam? Or, were there other songs that maybe you didn't like today? So let us know whether you really liked it, kind of liked it, or didn't care for it today. You thought it was too lame. So let me know what you think. Y'all are doing great and giving us feedback on this one. I don't even think I gotta wait for you this time. Y'all are doing excellent. Thank you so much. Doug salutes you. All right, so the after class activity for today, check it out. Here's what it's like. I'm gonna play it once. We're gonna wait till the beat drops. Wait for it. Here we go. You can see it's coming right here, right here. It's gonna drop. All right, so y'all got a really fun beat to mess around with today after class. Remember, if you do these after class activities, you will be really good at beats by the end. You're gonna go to the first track and, create chords and fix things up just like it tells you to right here. It's very similar to what you did before. You want each measure, like measures 1 to 2, you want to add that up so that you have 8 beats. You want to have 8 beats in measures 3 to 4, 8 beats in measures 5 to 6, 4 beats in measure 7, 8 beats in measure 8 and 9. You can see it goes on for quite a while here. We're trying to give y'all something fun to play with today. That's an after class activity. But we're not there quite yet, okay? We're not there quite yet. We're going to be doing that after class. Now, what we want to do right now is get your feedback on this week's class. Here we go. There is the link. Get your feedback to us on this week's class. Like I said, y'all are one of the first, there are 2 camps this summer that are using this, very new material. I mean, Doug has just been working on this material this summer. Thomas Levine has been making these beats, and he just finished up some of them days ago, okay? So click on this link and give us your opinion. I'm going to give y'all just a second to do that. Oops. Give it just a second to do that before we hit up the quiz. So give us your opinion right now. Do this very quick. This is called an exit ticket survey. It's just a very quick survey to tell us kind of what you thought about this week. And if you type in answers there, tell us the things that you really liked or you really didn't like, that again helps us make next week even better. All right, I'll give y'all just 1 or 2 minutes to fill that out because I don't think that's a big deal survey. It really just takes a minute or 2. So I'm just going to stay quiet for 1 minute. Fill out the survey. Once you fill it out, it's the hard Just about. Just about a second. Here we go. Make sure you use the same name as you did last time. It is that time for quiz time. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started. Question 1 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. What is a chord in music? What is a chord in music? Is it a group of instruments? Is it a group of commands? Is it a group of harmonic notes? Or is it a group of musicians? Remember, whenever watching YouTube, you can always turn up the quality and make your quality better. There you go, group of harmonic notes. Y'all are on it. Y'all were paying attention today. Looks like Lukey's got the lead, but we got some ladies up there too. Tamia, Athena, McKenna, excellent. King Cyrus still up there. Jane, Skids, Tess, Squid That's Not, and Cerebus. Great job so far, y'all. Question 2 of 5. How can we play a chord in TunePad? How would we play a chord in TunePad? Would you say using the command play chord? Would you use a list? Would you use the command play notes? Would you use the command play note with parameter beats and sustain? How can we play a chord in TunePad? What do you think? Choose the answer which you think is the most appropriate. That's right, using a list is correct, and also using command play note with parameter beats and sustain. Both could be right. Looks like the ladies all knew it, as well as Lukey, Cerebus, many others. Way to go. Question 3 of 5, here we go. Answer fast to get more points. How are chords related to computer programming? How are chords related to computer programming? Variable with a single value, data structures, variable with multiple values, or a function? What are chords? If we were to talk about them from a computer science point of view, what would you call them? A variable with a single value, a data structure, a variable with multiple values, or a function? There's a little bit of that vocabulary, but it's important to know. Ooh, y'all got it right. Data structures and variable with multiple values are both considered correct answers. Excellent work. The vast majority of y'all are tearing this up. Nice. All right, question 4 or 5. What are the most common chords in music? What are the most common chords in music? The sad chord, the major chord, the happy chord, or the minor chord? What are the most common chords in music? There may be more than one correct answer, but there is not more than 2 correct answers. That's right, major and minor are the most popular chords in music. Remember, in hip hop, minor is actually more popular than major. Just so you know, minor is more popular than major in hip hop. People that are rapping be sad. All right, next up, question 5 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. How can I create a chord list with notes C, E, and G? What code would I write? Would I use C major equals C, E, G? Would I use C major equals bracket C, E, and G? Would I use C major equals bracket C, comma E, comma G? Or would I use C, comma E, comma G equals C major? What do y'all think? See the right answer. It's right there. All right, we can't fool y'all. Y'all are too smart. It is C major equals bracket C, E, comma G. Way to go. Let's see who our winner is for today. Looks like it's gonna be tight, but Lukey is our winner, followed by Jane, Skids, McKenna, Tamia, Puffy, Squid That's Not, Tess, Tori, Nicholas. Way to go, y'all, and special congratulations to Lukey, and a shout out to the ladies who made a very strong showing today. Nice work.